In this video, we will walk you through the tutorial of Saramonic Ultra step by step. Saramonic Ultra comes with two transmitters, one receiver, an external antenna, and a charging case. When you open the charging case or place the components back to the slots, the LED light on top will reveal the battery level. The receiver can connect to both transmitters at the same time, and they are pre-paired back in factory. The transmitters and receiver pair with each other automatically when powered on. When the pairing is successful, the LED lights will turn blue and become static. In case the transmitter and receiver are disconnected, you may repair them following the instructions. Place them back to the charging slots for 5 seconds for automatic pairing. With the transmitter off, press and hold its power button for 5 seconds to initiate pairing, which is represented by flashing blue lights. Switch on the receiver by pressing and holding its power button for 2 seconds. Slide to find pairing on the menu and press it to start the process. When the pairing is a success, the blue LED lights on both the receiver and transmitter will become static. To connect the device to your camera, fix the receiver to the cold shoe or hot shoe mount first, and then connect them with the 3.5mm TRS to TRS cable that comes with the package. You may also use the Lightning or USB-C adapter to connect the microphone to your phone, tablet, or computer. When you create with your phone, use the Saramonic app to control the transmitters and receiver and do firmware upgrade. When you record with Mac or PC via the USB-C interface, make sure Saramonic Ultra is chosen as the input source in the sound settings. You may clip the transmitter to your clothes with the clip or fix it magnetically using the magnet. Click the Rec button on the side of the transmitter to activate or deactivate onboard recording. Press the NC button to engage or disengage noise cancellation. Click the receiver's power button once to mute, and you will see a flashing red light. The transmitter of Saramonic Ultra supports mic in. Plug your wired mic to the 3.5mm TRS port, and you're all set. In case you're recording in a windy environment, use the windshield to capture clear sounds with reduced wind noise. The transmitter has a built-in antenna, and you can plug the external antenna to the receiver to take the transmission range even farther. You may use the receiver's 3.5mm port to output audio to devices, monitor sounds captured in real time, and record sounds through a headset's mic. The storage case accommodates transmitters, receiver, adapters, and magnets. You may also use it for charging and pairing purposes. When you plug the storage case to a power source, the LED light on top flashes slowly to indicate its charging status. With the USB-C ports, you may power up the transmitter and receiver or access the onboard ad recordings. Thanks for choosing Saramonic Ultra. For more information, in this video, we will demonstrate the use of Saramonic Ultra's touchscreen and dial. On the home page, you can access the system's readings and working status at a glance. On the top left corners, the bars indicate the signal strength between the transmitters and receiver. The red rec icon shows that onboard recording is activated, and the green sound wave noise cancellation. You may tell the battery level through the battery icon. In the middle of the home screen you may see microphone's gain values, real-time decibels, and a silenced mic when you activate mute. The captured decibel is represented in 3 colors, green for moderate, yellow slightly over, and red overloaded. The bottommost part on the display is for the receiver. From left to right, you may see the output mode, output volume, a clock icon that appears when time code is enabled, and a battery icon that reveals the battery level. Click the receiver's power button to lock the screen, accompanied by a lock icon. Swipe down on the left or right to configure transmitter 1 or 2. Tap icons to mute, cancel noise, or start onboard recording. Swipe left to enter the menu. Swipe up to return to the previous menu. When you're on the home page, click the power button to lock the screen, so you won't trigger unintended settings. Press the dial to choose the transmitter or receiver to take action on. Rotate to increase or decrease gain. If you're already in the menu, rotate the dial to choose a category and press to enter. In shoots where multi-cameras and microphones are used, use timecode to jam sync devices to optimize coordination mid-shoot and improve efficiency in post-production. Saramonic Ultra features timecode, which can be activated on the receiver. Navigate to timecode and set the frame rate to match that of the cameras. Configure the running mode as either free or real-time, and choose among mode 1 to mode 5 for the timecode mode. You may output the timecode via the USB-C port or 3.5mm jack. The activation of timecode will also trigger onboard recording on the two transmitters. The recordings will also be time-coded. Let's use a small interview as an example. Navigate to timecode on the receiver and set the frame rate same as the cameras. Choose real-time as the running mode and mode 5 as the timecode. Now your receiver is a timecoder that outputs timecode via its USB-C port or 3.5mm jack. Connect it to all the cameras using the timecode cable and all the timecodes will be synchronized. If the timecode on your camera doesn't match that of the receiver, double-check to make sure their frame rates are the same and free run as the running mode. If the timecodes don't sync even after all the above settings, please adjust the output volume on the receiver. If you're working with a Sony FX3, it will need to reach at least 12 dB. With all the above done, connect the receiver to the main camera. If the main camera accepts timecode input, the synchronization is completed upon the connection. Now you can deactivate timecode output on the receiver and configure output modes as you need. If the main camera does not accept timecode input, then choose mode 1 as the timecode mode on the receiver, which outputs an audio track with timecode embedded. Now every footage shot on the cameras and onboard recordings captured by the transmitters have timecodes, making it easy to synchronize in post-production. Let's take Resolve as an example. Drag footages shot on multiple cameras and onboard recordings into the timeline, select them all, and click Auto Align Clips to align the visuals and audios. If the timecode of the main camera footage features mode 1, select the footage, click Update Timecode from Audio. Then drag it into the timeline to align with the rest of the audio and video tracks. Even if you're using only one camera, you may also use timecode to quickly align onboard recordings with the visuals. Align the frame rates of your camera and the receiver, then select Mode 1. Now one of the audio tracks of the main camera will be timecode signal. Let's go back to Revolve. Select one video in the media pool, right-click to check Update Timecode from Audio Track, then choose the onboard recordings and the footage, right-click again to check Auto Sync Audio. When you're done with all these and drag the media to the timeline, audio and video tracks will be aligned automatically. Saramonic Ultra is capable of noise cancellation, and you may use it following the instructions. Click the NC button on the side of the transmitter to activate or deactivate noise cancellation. When it's on, the transmitter's power button will turn green. You may also access this function on the receiver. Swipe down on the display to find the NR icon. Then tap to switch it on or off. Noise-cancelled transmitter will take on a green icon on the home page. The Saramonic Ultra has 8 GB of storage space for 32-bit float recordings, which can be accessed by connecting the transmitter to your computer via the USB-C cable included in the package. 24-bit is the bit rate of onboard recording by default. Recordings of 32-bit float are larger in file size but can capture more details in extreme conditions without distortion. If you want to crank it up to 32-bit, activate it on the receiver's rec settings. Click the rec button on the side of the transmitter to activate or deactivate onboard recording, or swipe down on the receiver's display to find the recording icon. Tap to turn it on or off. When you record, the receiver's home page will take on a red icon, and the indicator light on the transmitter will turn red. With auto recording on, your transmitter will start recording automatically when you power it on. In system storage, you can see how many hours of onboard recording each transmitter is capable of. Tap to format recordings when you're done with their backup. Connect the receiver to your phone with the two adapters to configure the microphone. Launch Saramonic app. Tap Saramonic Ultra on the home page to enter settings. All the settings in the app can also be accessed on the receiver's touchscreen. Choose whichever interface that best suits your needs. On the configuration page, you may quickly choose the receiver's output mode, adjust output gain, activate time code, and configure its mode. With speaker play on, all recordings and outbound sounds from your phone will be played through the phone's speaker. Once off, you can only monitor the transmitters and whatever your phone is playing through the 3.5mm jack. Tap More settings on the top right corner to enable or disable auto recording and 32-bit float recording. In auto gain, you can toggle to activate or deactivate this function. In the face of an extremely loud sound pressure level, you may enable low gain to prevent distortion. The system offers 3 grades of noise cancellation and 3 sound modes for you to choose from: original, vocal enhance, and low cut. At the lower part of the page, you may find other settings, where you can configure the touchscreen's brightness, backlight, and system time, which is the base for timecode's real-time running mode. Once you have the transmitters connected, a notification will prompt on the screen, and their configurations will instantly become accessible. You can glance their battery level, signal strength, and the remaining hours of onboard recording. Tap Mute to mute the transmitter, Noise Cancellation to choose grade, and Record Now to enable onboard recording. When your recordings are backed up, tap Remaining Recording Time to format TX memory. Navigate to Saramonic Ultra Detail at the lowest part of the page, and you can rename the transmitters and receiver, check the firmware version, and do firmware upgrade. Thanks for choosing Saramonic Ultra. For more information, please visit saramonic.com.